When I was at school, I never thought I was good enough, really, for anything. If I had to stand up in a classroom just to read, you know, when you're in school, teachers give everybody the opportunity to read out loud in class. And from a young age, some kids just handle it better than others. And for me, it was the worst time of my life. When I would be called, I would see the cue coming. You know how it goes?
Yes.
You know, you could see, okay, they're starting there, so it's coming closer and closer.
Yeah.
And my heart would be pounding. I couldn't breathe. By the time I had to stand up, there was no energy in my legs. I couldn't stand. I was shaking. I was battling to speak. The words, like I could read properly, but all of a sudden, I couldn't
stress
see
and anxiety.
the stress. So what a testimony for me to be able to stand in front of a TV camera and be on a show like today and be on stage and testify in front of thousands of people of God's glory.
That's it.
That is how God works. He takes the most unlikely person and turns it into an incredible testimony.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
That's
because
beautiful.
it's by His power alone.
Yes.
And that makes it so incredible.
I believe that your past never have to determine your future.
Absolutely.
And that once you believe in yourself, you can do great things.
This is I've got Lorna Grayling here.
Pageant director and the current title holder of Miss Transcontinental 2017, Mrs. Lorna Grayling in studio.
Mrs. Lorna Grayling, she was representing Africa when she recently was crowned Mrs. Transcontinental 2017.
How did this happen to me? I'm just an average mother and a wife. And I think I was just brave enough to try.
Your husband being kidnapped, and you've written a book about this, but I think that what we can draw from your stories, your life experiences, are some amazing tools that each of us can use in our lives to get through whatever tough times.
Sometimes things really just don't work out the way you think it should. They just took their crew bus, came inside, grabbed my husband out by his clothes and by his neck, and it's just a war zone.
There were times that we really thought he was dead because he would be screaming and you would hear all this torture, and then they would shoot.
They would just shoot for fun. They would shoot children, women into the buildings, wherever they go. It was just devastation. As his phone rang, the rebels turned around and they just killed him right there on the grass and shot his friend, his whole leg. They shot until they could hear the bone break.
Cannot even imagine. Yes. I mean, you speak about your husband being kidnapped for a whole about 8 days.
There is hope. That is not the end. And it's a false belief to think that that's the end of your world. It's the end of the world that you know now, but it's not the end of the world.
It is really one step in front of the next. You can't see where the provision is going to come from. You can't see.
I really believe that people can get through this very, very difficult time that might be lying ahead of us.
But before you know it, you're just going to look back and think, wow, here I am. I'm at the right place as it should be at the right time, even though it might not seem like it now.
Just 1 second in the presence of the King, it will entirely change your life.
I believe that we are here for a purpose. I find my strength in Jesus Christ, and this is an incredible book and a testimony to bring hope and light, and now on a worldwide scale, which is phenomenal.
Look at what you've done, even after having gone through that whole ordeal.
It's my passion to give young girls like yourself, show you and to teach you how to make a difference. I'm so proud.